Pretty collective. How's everybody doing? Let me know if you can hear me, okay? We are back. It is July 3rd, 9:47 p.m. on the East Coast. I don't know where you guys are tapping in from, but they're definitely I can hear fireworks. So if you're on YouTube, you'll probably hear some stuff in the back. You know, it's that time of the year. So you may hear some firecrackers in the back. But anywho, tap in. How's everybody doing tonight? Let me know. Thank you, Vaughn. I appreciate you. I'm gonna give it a little bit for people to join the stream. How are you doing tonight? That's what's up. I think I might have to. I'm gonna have to restart. I can already tell. I don't know why it does that. Oh, look at it. I can definitely hear them. All right, let's try this again. Hopefully we can tap into a collective. That's what I'm hoping. We had to restart, but if you guys are tapping in, welcome. God bless. Oh. I have not used these cards in a while, but these cards have definitely gone through it. Hello, hermano. God bless. How are you? Do you hear the fireworks behind me? They're definitely going off. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome in. I thought I wanted this deck, but I think I'm gonna pass. It is. It's popping. It definitely is. How's everybody doing this evening? I'm doing good. Things are turning out well unexpectedly. Ooh, that's good. That's good to hear. How's the weather in Canada? How's the weather in Canada? Has it been like really, really hot? Because we have been reaching like extreme temperatures out here. I'm not even gonna hold you. Hmm. Yes, we are. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All is well. It's just been super hot. Hello, welcome. I was trying to figure out what deck I wanted for tonight, and I see a few. I'm giving it some time for people to join. So if you guys are here, welcome. God bless. Make sure you guys share the live. All right, share the live with at least 5 friends if you guys would. We're gonna tap into collective energy here in just a moment. Right now, I'm just kind of chopping it up with everyone before we get into the details of things. Um, I think I'm gonna go with the Muse. Hello, hello, welcome everybody. I have a couple decks over here that I'm looking at, but I think we're gonna tap in with the Muse. We haven't tapped into this deck in a while. She's such a pretty deck, might I add. She's so pretty. So we're gonna tap into her. I'm going to go ahead and open up in prayer. We are going to do a collective, and then I'm going to go ahead and open up the list. So you guys are more than welcome to stick around to receive your message. By all means, the only thing I ask is that you please make sure you are following, interact with this live, okay, by tapping and sharing the screen. Share it with friends, okay, people that you feel would connect with our vibrations, okay. Trying to think if there's any other decks. This is possible. Ooh. All right. All right, you guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. God bless you guys. We're going to tap in on collective energy. So if you guys are here, welcome. Okay, welcome. Drop your name in Zodiac. I always like to know who I'm connecting with. I do apologize. I was trying to figure out if I was going to do collective or if I was just going to tap in. But I did promise a collective for Friday. So we are definitely going to do it, okay? Tay, Leo, welcome. Gabrielle, Libra, hello. Hello. Cancer, I see you. We have any international people? Any people that are abroad? I always like to know who we have. Rahuma, New Zealand. Hey, Hey, welcome in, New Zealand. Thank you for holding space. Yeah, I'm from South Africa. Hey, what's going on, collective? Listen, we all over, okay? We all over the world. We are connecting. Well, God bless you guys. It is January. It is July 3rd. Hello, Blaze Cancer. I see you, Canada. 9:57 p.m. on the East Coast. Hello. We got Memphis in the building. What's going on? Hello, hello, hello. All right. I'm going to go ahead and open up in prayer. All right. So if you guys are here, welcome. We're going to tap into collective energy read. All right. Whatever comes up, if it aligns with you, go ahead. All right. But if it don't align, do not force a situation if it's not yours. Okay. Yes, I see you guys are way ahead, New Zealand. You guys, make sure you guys subscribe to YouTube. Okay. We are definitely growing the YouTube family over there. So definitely make sure that you guys connect over with the Soul Tribe. All right. I am live on other platforms as well. So definitely make sure to check my link in my bio. Okay. You will see all of my platforms, where you guys can find me, what I can do, what services I offer, all that jazz. Okay. I am an intuitive psychic medium. So I do have the gifts to tap into those who have crossed over. God has really showed out with my gifts, especially over the last couple of years. I have definitely been feeling the elevation in my gifts. I'm also a Reiki practitioner, so I do distant healing as well. So wherever you are in the world, we can definitely work on healing. I am a published author. I published my first book this year in March. So if you guys want to check it out, it's in my bio, of course. And I also make some dope ass jewelry. I don't know if we have any Aries in the building, but I wanted to show you guys real quick because I went to the store and my boyfriend is an Aries. And he's a very strong Aries, okay? And I typically make him all of his jewelry, right? But he had a few that snapped, so I'm going to remake him a new one. But I found this one at a new crystal spot here close to where I live. And the owners were super, super nice. The only thing is that it is leather and he has a really, really big wrist. So I'm going to go ahead and repurpose this and make them a whole new bracelet. So I'm really excited. I'll keep you guys posted on that. And then I found this at Hobby Lobby, and I thought it was so fitting because we love to play games of chance. It's something that we love to do together, and it has all of the aces, and it also has all of the suits as well. So I definitely feel like I'm gonna do like a couples bracelet, something custom for him and I. And I'm super excited. So I'll keep you guys posted on this because you guys know I love to share my jewelry and all of my ideas with you guys. So I wanted to show you my little shopping haul. All right. So with that being said, if you guys need any custom jewelry, you guys hit me up. All right, hit me up. All right, I may not know everything, but I do know how to put something together. Okay, so if you're wanting to get something custom for somebody, I do lots of things with crystal jewelry. I also sell lots of waist beads. Okay, I have another vendor event coming up on July 25th. So if you guys are in the Charlotte area, definitely make sure to make your way over to the Bag Lady, okay? From 12 to 6 p.m. Hello from California. Hello, welcome. I'm about to do a collective, but you're more than welcome to stick around, okay? You're more than welcome to stick around. But right now, we're about to do a collective energy. Please make sure you like this video and subscribe to the tribe, okay? Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, you guys, let's go ahead and open up in prayer. I'm going to go ahead and jot down the timestamp. So if you guys need to head out, you guys are more than welcome to come back on YouTube and check in the description box. That's where I keep all of the timestamps, so you can jump straight into your reading, okay? So we're going to start our call to prayer at 15 minutes. Let's go ahead and clear out the energy. If you guys are here, welcome. Please make sure to share the live and tap the screen, okay, wherever you guys are watching from. All right, Spirit, let's go ahead and tap in for this beautiful collective. Holy Spirit, holy angels, divine truth, divine wisdom, divine counsel. At this time, I give you thanks for all that you continue to do for me and the collective. I ask that you clear out all energies, previous energies, any lingering energies, any delays, any distractions, any disruptions, Spirit. I ask that you remove at this time. We ask for clarity and truth, whatever needs to come up for this collective, Spirit. Align me with those who need to hear this message, whether it is here on live or it's later on the replay. Spirit, I just ask that you move. I ask that you please align me with my higher self, higher power, the angels of divine white light. We have detachment here. I'm gonna keep going. I ask that the angels of divine white light shed their light, protect me, shield me, as we now tap into the spiritual realm. Archangel Michael, I call upon your divine protection. I ask that you protect me from my crown all the way down to my feet and extend it to the viewers wherever they may be watching from. God, I ask that you move in such a way, whatever disharmony, whatever stress, whatever anxiety, whatever confusion, Spirit, I ask that you clear that out as we now bring truth and clarity to those who need it most. At this time, I call upon my spiritual core, my santos, my eguns, my muertos, las gitanas que me acompañan, los indios que me rodean, my son 3, my grandmother Emilia, my best friend Sierra. As we now tap into the divine collective, Spirit, I ask that you align us at the time that you do. We give all things in gratitude. Thank you for the ancestors in advance, for all that they continue to do for us, even when we don't see it. Thank you for our loved ones and our soul tribe. I thank you for each and every one of them, wherever they are viewing from. We give all thanks and gratitude. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Let's get into it, collective. Let's go ahead and get into it. All right, you guys, we're about to tap into collective energy. So if you guys are here, welcome. All right, know that this space is sacred, it is blessed. All right. We went ahead and cleansed the space. So if you find yourself here at this moment, there may be a message here for you. So definitely stick around. Stick around and see what message is for you, okay? If it resonates, take what applies. And if it doesn't, let it fly, okay? Don't force a situation. Don't force a story. If this is your story, I will definitely connect with you guys. All right. This is how I do my collectives. If you guys want to run it back, again, you guys can do so by subscribing to YouTube. All right. It is free. There's no charge. Go ahead and subscribe to YouTube. Make sure that you like the video and subscribe. All right. You guys can run it back. All right. Spirit. Let's go ahead and share the live, you guys. If you guys are here, make sure that you are tapping that screen. I'm big on reciprocity. So as much as you guys pour into this live is as much as you get out of me, okay? I'm not a type of person that will allow people just to siphon my energy just because, okay? So let's go ahead and tap in, Spirit, for this divine collective. Holy Spirit, holy angels, divine truth, divine wisdom, divine counsel. What is the energy at bay here? What are we focusing on? What is this energy for this collective that surrounds the collective? We have the tower. We have the tower here. All right. So a lot of you guys could be seeing lots of transitions taking place. A lot of you guys are maybe shifting careers, shifting people, places, things, moving. Okay. Not everything is what it was. All right. Not everything is what it was. I'm hearing that a lot of things, like a lot of things needed to end or are ending for you, for something else. All right. We have the 10 of Wands in the reverse. I feel like even with this shift in energy, I definitely see a lot of you releasing lots of burdens, lots of responsibilities, possible things that you're not even accountable for, right? You probably assume responsibility over somebody else's chaotic life, right? Or lifestyle choices. Because I mean, let's talk about it. You know, when you love somebody, if you're somebody that loves hard, if you're somebody that loves hard, right? Sometimes you tend to kind of like um put like what's the word that I'm looking for? Like you can't see past certain things, right? And you tend to want to help that person, right, throughout their situation, but who said it was up to you to figure that out? Right? Sometimes it's the actual experience is meant to happen for somebody to learn something, right? It could be karmic, right? Some sort of karmic lesson here. But you tend to get in the way, right? Because when you love hard, you want to be of an assistance. But here with the 3 of Pentacles, I feel like you're starting to see, like, you know, that was never the goal, that was never the plan for you to figure it out for people. Because you're starting to realize that people aren't there for you. Okay, the support is not there. I sense that a lot of people, a lot of you collective, have either diminished your friend groups, family, friends, like you've isolated from a lot of people because you're realizing that a lot of the people that you've kept close to you didn't really give a F. Well, I mean, I'm just gonna be honest, right? Didn't show support, didn't show empathy when you needed it, didn't show up when you were lacking resources. All right. So this tower happened for a purpose. There's a purpose for this tower moment. All right. If this is resonating with you so far, definitely make sure to go ahead and tap in on number 1 in the chat. If this is resonating with you so far, we have the Page of Wands in the reverse. A lot of you guys are feeling very very tired, okay? Very tired, very exhausted, not having the motivation to do anything. I definitely see a lot of you postponing a lot of things or procrastinating rather. Your energy is drained. Your energy is drained. We have the 9 of Wands. It's like you almost kind of want to give up. You're at like a breaking point. For a lot of you, this tower moment has caused a breaking point for you. But sometimes in that breaking point, that's where the breakthrough comes in. Okay? 4 of Pentacles in the reverse. A lot of you guys have struggled to let go. That was your problem. That was your problem. A lot of you guys struggled to let go of people, things, places, things that you knew weren't good for you, but for whatever reason, it's like you try to make excuses as to, you know, certain behavior, certain patterns, whatever the case may be. Especially when it comes to family. I feel like this collective in particular, a lot of you really feel alone at this time. Okay. A lot of you feel very disconnected, very much disconnected. Some of you guys may come off as a black sheep. Okay. Some of you may come off as a black sheep in the family as well. Okay. Yeah. 9 of Cups in the reverse. It's a lot of sadness, a lot of grief, a lot of sorrow, a lot of pain. And for a lot of you, you don't have anybody to really talk to about this. All right. I feel like there's a lot of resentment and lots of emotions being held back. Like you're not being true with yourself. Um and I feel like it's because you don't trust. You don't trust having a conversation with somebody because being vulnerable, let's talk about it. Being vulnerable with somebody requires trust. And if you're already feeling iffy about certain people in your life, then that explains why you're having to keep everything to yourself. All right. The Knight of Cups, lots of holding back. Okay. For some of you, there could have been somebody that this is very particular, so it may not fit everybody at this moment, right? But for some of you, a lot of this pushback has a lot to do with somebody that you were, excuse me, romantically involved with or had children with. Okay. This could be a baby daddy, this could be a baby mama. All right. I feel like a lot of things went left and you try to keep things together For a lot of you, you really try to keep things together. You try to keep things in motion. But at the end of the day, the hot and cold energy was very confusing and very conflicting and overall very draining. So there was a need for you to really kind of like dismantle everything. Okay. There was a need for you to really like allow things to kind of just break apart, break away. Okay. Because there was a lot of dragging here because I'm hearing chains dragging. Okay. There was a lot of things that were holding you back, collective. Ooh. Okay. This very thing could have been holding you back from. Sorry, y'all. I got a call. Can you guys hear me okay? Can you guys hear me okay? Okay, okay. Um, sorry, I lost my train of thought. I had a call. Spirit. Yeah, the 4 of Swords in the reverse. A lot of you guys haven't even taken the time to really rest. Okay, I definitely sense very exhausted, very much in this state of contemplation. There's a lot of things that you're contemplating, some choices or decisions that you haven't made just yet, for the simple fact that you are unsure, unclear. Okay, even though you have severed, all right, some of you guys disconnected from certain people because you had to, right? But you're still longing to have conversation. You're still like wanting to make peace. You're wanting closure. Ooh, you're wanting closure. Yeah, 9 of Pentacles, but it's in the reverse. So long term, I don't see anything prosperous out of the situation. Okay, it seems like it's like a dead end. All right, it seems like a dead end. All right, if this is your story, go ahead, drop a number 1 in the chat. If this resonates with you, go ahead and drop a number 1 in the chat. Yeah, see the Hanged Man. It's in the reverse. I feel like you guys are really going to be moving in the state of freedom here. Okay? What isn't working out is not working out. It's not working out for a reason, okay? There is a need for all of this to come crashing down. And sometimes you have to make peace with it. I know it's hard, right? But look at that acceptance. Look at that as I was saying that. Acceptance. There's a need for you to make peace with certain situations, okay? Accept past and current situations. Work through issues gracefully. See what I mean? Sometimes you just got to make peace with certain things, even though it may not make sense to you. It may not make sense to you, right? But at the end of the day, sometimes it's not even meant to make sense. Sometimes it's just meant to align, okay? Look at that strength. We have strength, determination, perseverance, and self discovery. For a lot of you, this is testing a lot. This is testing you in more ways than you can think of. Okay. There are decisions here that need to take place. Okay. But before you make these decisions, there's a need for you to really step into your clarity. All right. To make thorough decisions here, because your mind is definitely all over the place. You're unsure, unclear. But that's where you really need to grab balance of yourself and connect with the divine, okay? There's lots of celebration here for you, collective. Whatever it is that you've been stalling, whatever decision or choice that you have yet to make, know that once you make that decision and you finally accept the things that you had no control over, trust and believe that good times are ahead. Okay. There's a lot of things to be grateful for. Okay. Spirit is saying that there's a need for you to look out. Okay. Pay attention. There are signs. Okay. There are signs from the divine. The divine is always going to put you in favor for yourself. Okay. So if the flags are red, don't paint them white. Okay. If they are flashing red, it's take a precaution. All right. Take a precaution. Spirit, for this collective, please, for this collective. Yeah, there's a confession here. All right, there is a confession here. It's like somebody is wanting to come out clean, okay? Somebody wants to bring in honesty about a certain situation. I feel within the next couple of weeks a conversation is going to be had, okay? And in the meantime, and it's so crazy because this deck right here is two different decks, but I keep hitting one out of one deck, okay? So, um whenever this confession comes, I feel like this is going to really give you the clarity to finally move on. Okay? We were talking about receiving that what's the word that I'm looking um for a lot of you, that closure, right? But sometimes in life you don't get that closure. Sometimes closure don't come to you, right? Sometimes it just kind of sometimes you just have to accept and move, right? You have to move forward. But listen, endings will bring healthy beginnings. So that's kind of where you have to really focus at, collective. Okay, you really need to focus on that energy. I know that you've been deceived. Okay, I know that this deception is not something that you can, move forward from easily. Okay, but there is a need for you to really honor yourself, be honest with yourself, and allow yourself to move forward. Okay, look, new opportunity, insights gained from a new experience, job, or partner. And then we have putting in the work. So whatever you're putting your energy in, collective, spirit is saying that they're going to take care of you regardless of what happened in the situation. It may have been karmically aligned, but there was something in this energy that you needed to learn. You needed to learn something from this whole scenario here, okay? But I think the confession here is that you really need to be honest with yourself about the situation. And once you do, and you start seeing things at face value, and you start moving forward, all right, past whatever these people are that are holding you back, there are going to be new opportunities here that are going to be presented to you, okay? And it's going to allow you to work hard for what it is that you want. All right? That's what I'm getting. That's what I'm getting. Spirit, any more cards for this collective, please? Creativity. Have fun, express yourself. Whatever you haven't been expressing, collective, spirit is saying that they want you to really tap in, okay? Maybe I don't know if you guys have been thinking about possibly gravitating towards like a new hobby, all right, to keep you grounded. Okay. Sometimes that anxiousness feeling, sometimes you just need to do something, right? You need to do something to kind of combat those feelings of anxiousness, because I feel a lot of you really struggle with anxiety. So pick up like a new hobby here, okay? Forgiveness. See, I'm struggling to get over the past. Listen, beloveds, forgiveness is solely for you. Okay? Forgiveness has nothing to do with anybody else. The more that you hold resentment out on somebody that did something to you, the more you make that energy relevant in your life. Do you guys understand what I mean by that? The more you hold out resentment for certain people and the things that they have done to you, the more relevant that you make them in your life. And sometimes it's just easier to just be like, all right, you know what? I can't control things outside of me. But what I can do is I can control myself. I can control my behavior. I can control I how I come across to certain people. I have control of myself. So forgiveness is solely up to you. Whatever transgressions people have done onto you, you leave that. And this is advice from me, okay? From me. You leave it up to your ancestors. You leave it up to God, right? And I feel like somebody who is very much connected in the spiritual realm, I've had people in the past think that they're so relevant that I'm gonna do any sort of witchcraft or any sort of job on anybody. I don't do that, right? I don't do that. And that's like the misconception, right? Of you being somebody who's spiritual, right? If something goes left in somebody else's life, that was karmically aligned. That had nothing to do with me. You were the last you were the last thing on my mind, right? And I've had that happen a few times. So I feel like for some of you, this could be relevant for some of you. Some people in your past that you possibly haven't forgiven, they could be going through some karmic energy right now. And they're blaming it on you, like if you had something to do with it. And it's crazy. Like sometimes you just got to assume that the bad karma that you did is going to come back to you. You know what I'm saying? Spirit, any more messages? Any more messages for this collective? Any more messages for this collective? Soulmate. Maybe there's a need for you to forgive a soulmate. Okay. Maybe it didn't work out, right? Or soulmates could be anything. It doesn't have to be just love related. Soulmate is a child, soulmate is a parent, a soulmate is a friend. A soulmate can be somebody that you are just, you've known each other, right? Like it just feels like a very much comfortable energy. Like I know you, I've met you before. Like that's kind of like the uh description, how I can best describe a soulmate. Okay. Declutter declutter. I believe in karma. Yeah, karma is real. Karma is super real. Listen, let go of the old. Okay, let go of the old. Remember, I said in the beginning of this collective that for a lot of you, you've struggled to detach from certain things, because detachment was the first card that came out while I was praying, right? But declutter, okay? I'm really big on feng shui. Okay, I'm really, really big on feng shui. I feel like the way that you carry your home or your room, whatever it is, your personal space, right? If it is crowded and cluttered and you have clothes everywhere, that is literally a depiction of how your mental health is. All right. Now you guys can combat me or whatever, but I truthfully believe that, okay? The way that your home space is represented on the outside is a literal figment, uh it's a figment of your mental health, okay? That's the best way that I can describe it. So if say your house is chaotic, right? That it's very noisy. You have clothes piled up on top of each other. You have broken, like a lot of broken things in your home. That reflects a very broken mental state, right? Because why are we holding on to broken things? It's not like you're going to fix it, right? Because you're not in the mental state or the mental capacity to do that. So you hold on to it and hold on to it, and then you just never do anything, right? Or you're somebody who is very much organized, who has everything in particular order, who's very clean, who's very like this person has time, okay? This person is not everywhere. This person is on time. They are very well presented. Why? Because their mind is clear. So the way that you live really shows, all right, really implores a lot on your mental health. If you are struggling with your mental health, if you're depressed, if you're feeling unmotivated, trust me, the signs are there. The signs are there, okay? So work on decluttering, create a new sacred space for yourself, okay? Whatever that may look like, okay? You don't have to have an altar, but have like a space, right? Especially if you live with other people, create a space where you can literally like decompress, where there's a space. Like I always like to have like water. So like on my altar, I have three. I'm big on numbers too, but I have three of these. filled with water. Okay. And then this one is my divine indigo that I keep to my side. But I always like to have things like this, right? Because it like the way that I have it, I don't have like an ocean that I can go to. So this is a way for me to, if I feel like heavy, like I caught a lot of heavy energy while I was outside, then I will go to my altar or I'll go to my space where I have this and I will literally just decompress and throw it all into the water. All right, there's a need to do that, especially if you're somebody who is an empath who can feel people's energies and you're not doing anything to cleanse yourself. That is something very key for you, okay? Especially if you're not somebody that cleanses themselves, okay? If you don't do spiritual baths or things like that, things like this, subtle rituals like this will really set you up for success, okay? So definitely declutter, especially now with the weather. Um, with the weather now in the summertime, you're gonna have lots of critters coming into your home. So it's safe to say that, try to really work on clearing your home out at least once a week, sweeping out the old energy. And if you can't do it once a week, then try to do it, try to do things throughout your days that will help you, if that makes sense, okay? Um, but I definitely see changes coming here for you guys, okay? You may not be happy about the changes. For a lot of you, I feel like this isolation period has not been the easiest for you. I feel like you've been feeling very much alone, but there's a reason why you are by yourself right now, okay? There's a need for you really to focus, okay, gather your thoughts and your energy so that you're able to make sound decisions moving forward, because I see lots of things happening here for you, but in the current energy where you're not doing anything, you're really causing a lot of stagnation. You're causing lots of delays. There's a lot of distractions in the way. So that's why spirit was like, okay, well, if you're not going to get rid of this, then I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this for you, okay, whether you like it or not. And sometimes we feel like the rug is being pulled up from under us, right? But sometimes we need that push, right? Because we hold on to things like, because I don't know, spirit is really showing me like somebody holding on to like tangible things, like, I don't know why spirit is showing me like a card, okay? Spirit is showing me a card, and it's like from like an ex from a long time ago, or like a friend that like did you wrong, like something of that nature, that for a fact you don't need that shit, but for whatever reason you've been holding on to that shit. Why? You know what I'm saying? Cut it loose. Like what are we doing here? What are we doing here, beloved? All right, that's what I'm getting for y'all. Let's go ahead and pull a life lesson from the deck, and then I'm going to go ahead and open up my list. So if you would like to join the list, it's 15 for a tap in, 35 for an in-depth, okay? If you guys would like to tap in, my link is in the bio. Let's see. It says maintain appearance. When you look good, you feel good. All right. So don't forget about your self-care. Self-care is very, very important, especially if you have people that are dependent on you. Make sure that you're giving yourself that time to yourself as well. Okay. When you look good, you feel good. Ain't that the truth? Spirit. Life lesson for this collective. Life lesson. It says, days you don't want to do anything are the days you should be doing the most. You see what I mean? See what I mean? Those days where you don't feel like doing anything are the days where you need to do double, triple the work. Okay? That's just that bad energy trying to get you off track. Okay? Let's do one more. One more for this collective. Oh, we got a few more. It says, I don't shrink to be loved. I soften because I am cherished. So a lot of you are really stepping into this self-worth, self-love journey, which honestly, we all need to be on that journey of self-love. All right. I've seen so many people who have literally broken themselves in and caused so much trauma and so much pain because they chose to love other people than loving themselves. And that's a harsh lesson, right? But I feel like there is so much value in learning how to love yourself. Um because it's important, okay? The end is only the beginning. Ooh, I love that. The end is only the beginning. Embrace change, move forward. You see what I mean? A lot of these things that are happening right now, you're transitioning, is happening for a reason, okay? Just because you miss someone doesn't mean you bring them back in. Missing is a part of you getting over them. That's crazy. I told y'all. I told y'all. Okay, loyalty is something very, very important to you, collective. All right, so stand on it. Stand on that loyalty. If people can't be loyal to you, then you let them be. Okay? If people can't be loyal to you, then you let them be. Stand on your morals, okay, collective? That's what I have for y'all. That's what I have for you, collective. I pray that you guys were able to receive. All right, if this reading resonated with you, definitely run it back on YouTube. All right, I will set the timestamps in the description box. We're gonna go ahead and clear out the energy. You're very welcome. Thank you so much for sticking around and receiving that message. I'm gonna go ahead and put in those timestamps. The list is open. If anybody would like to join, it is 15 for a tap in, 35 for a in-depth reading. Those are typically 60, but for right now, I have them at 35. So if you are interested in joining the list, go ahead, drop a sunflower, okay, and I will let you know where to send payment. If you don't want to do a live reading, I understand that as well. You guys can also book private if that's something that you would like to do. Send me a DM, okay? You're very welcome. I'm focused on this financial block and moving. I get it, girl. Please tell me you saved. All right, guys, list is open. If you would like to join the list, if not, I will come back on hopefully later this evening. I usually come around 11 anyways. But if you guys would like to tap in, you're more than welcome to connect with me in private, okay? I'm going to go ahead and release you guys. I will do my best to come back on later on this evening. I'm going to go ahead and take a break. And I will connect with you guys later on, okay? Feel free to send me a DM and connect with me in private, okay?